Hey, welcome to Behind the Mask. This is where we go deep with our clinician colleagues. And today we have Dr. Toufic Kachaamy. Toufic, welcome to Behind the Mask.
Very excited to join you.
Before we jump in, because we have three broad things that we talk about. First is who are you? How did you get here? Number two. And then three is where are you going? Before we get there, you have such an interesting name and accent. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, I'm originally born and raised in the Middle East till the age of 25, and I moved here originally for residency, and I went to Duke University for internal medicine residency. I met my wife in North Carolina, and the rest is history. I said, I love this country. I obviously love my wife, and we've been all over the US, and that's where the accent comes from.
Yeah. No, you do great things. And we'll have all the information about you, your LinkedIn profile. You're prolific on LinkedIn, sharing a lot of really important things, both personally and professionally, which I really appreciate. So at what age did you realize you were a leader?
It's very, very interesting question. So in medical school, I was the class representative. It's funny, my wife asked me that question a week ago, actually. And I
Really?
went back and I said, like she asked, are people born leaders or they become leaders? And I said, I think they become leaders. And she's like, were you a leader when you were younger? And I was like, I don't think so. She's like, but you were the class representative. And, when I was a resident, I was the class representative. And I think I built on that ever since. When I was a fellow, I ended up, the chief fellow. So I don't know. I'm still not 100% sure I'm a leader, but I'm working on it.
Yeah.
But I do like that role.
Yeah, that's super interesting. What is one thing that your parents forced you to do that at the time you were like, oh my gosh, eye roll. But today, looking back, you're like, oh, I'm so glad they made me do that.
Becoming a physician. Yeah, I was a math wizard and I was not good with biology. Actually, when I started pre-med, I had the lowest grade on biology, but biochemistry, physics, top grades. But I think my parents geared me towards becoming a physician, and I can't complain. I'm grateful that I can make an impact on people's lives. I can go home and say, hey, I made a difference in someone's life today. I don't know, as a mathematician, if I would have had that opportunity. So I'm grateful for what I have. But becoming a physician was something that I think my parents pushed me towards.
What is one thing most of your coworkers don't know about you that you can share?
I'm a softie. If I do something that is not great, I get a lot of guilt. And I think sharing that now, they probably will know, but so like if I made a comment that was not well received, that I regret it, I can
Yeah.
ruminate over it. That's probably something that's not known about me.
Is there a defining moment in your life, whether in your youth or as an adult, it was a catalyst that maybe reinforced your trajectory or changed your trajectory somehow?
In leadership or in medicine?
Yeah, in any part of life.
Yeah, there's a really, I think, a defining moment. The first time I was on the other side of the healthcare. When I was 27, my girlfriend was 25, and she had colon cancer. And she was treated horribly. And I got to experience how it feels to be on the other side.
Yeah.
And I can easily say that moment made me not only a better human, a significantly better physician, because I think it really empowered the empathy in me. Like when someone is having no one when they're sick feels great. I mean, that's by definition. But the healthcare system wants you to be perfect,
Yeah.
to get the right treatment, which I think is not fair for patients. And I owe ex-girlfriend or friend that, because I saw how she suffered being on the other side, and I was kind of her partner going through it.
Yeah.
And I always, when I'm having the healthcare system calls them difficult patient, which I think is a horrible thing to say.
Yeah.
But when I'm having a difficult situation, I try to remind myself, like you could be that other person. And I say, you know what? I hope someone treats me this way when I'm on the other side. I fortunately haven't experienced it myself, but I experienced it through a
Yeah.
loved one.
Yeah. I can see how that would be a defining moment. What about the last time you cried? Tell us about the last time you cried.
I don't know if you really want me to answer. Lilo and Stitch. Have you seen the recent movie? It actually almost made $1 billion. Have you seen it? Lilo and Stitch. It's a kids movie.
No, I'll have to look at it.
And I don't know if my wife's gonna like me sharing that, but my wife was taken away from her parents. It's a Disney movie that taken away, and the kid also being taken away from her, from
Yeah.
her sister. And we were actually on a Disney cruise, and I was with my boys. My wife wasn't there. And then when we walked out, my son, who's 13, was like, are you crying? Like, no, no, I'm not crying. But I could see my wife in that situation,
Yeah.
taken away from her parents, which happened twice. So that's the last time I cried. It was very recent.
Yeah.
Uh,
No, you're a very human
uh,
person, and that's coming out. I knew it already, but it's very clear. What was something you really wanted and didn't get? Maybe growing up, could be as an adult too, but was there anything that one time it's like, oh, I really want that, but you didn't get it?
is it okay to say nothing?
It's okay to say nothing.
Because here's my approach to things. If I want something, I'm going to keep trying.
Yeah,
So there's nothing that I wanted that I didn't get yet.
love it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think, the other side of this, I think, is gratitude, just being grateful for what you have.
Yes.
And I'm trying to instill that in my boys because they'll say, oh, this person had this. Like, yeah, but you know how many people did have like nothing? So, like, don't compare yourself to others and don't say, hey, I want this. Just be grateful with what you have. And if you want something, just work hard for it. And if you didn't get it this year, then maybe work harder. So, there's nothing that I wanted that I didn't get yet.
Yeah, I think that's a great philosophy. Tell me about a time that someone may have tried to hold you back and how did you respond? Again, it could have been in your youth, could have been in medical school, anytime. But was there ever anyone that was sort of like didn't want you to succeed and how did you respond?
I have to say that it's probably more often than I wanted. And how I think I'm getting better at my response. The response is variable. It really depends on a lot of circumstances. Sometimes it's just giving it time and not react. Sometimes, it depends on the situation. I end up confronting the person. I can't say I have one strategy, but it happens that people can try to hold you back for many reasons. And I can't say that I have one strategy. It really depends on how important. Sometimes I pick my battles. If it's very important, I believe in the universe energy. Like if there's really good reason to hold me back, it's probably not a good thing for me at the time. But
Yeah.
I've been in few of these situations where I thought something was good for me. And there were either the universe or someone holding me back turned out to be really, really a good thing for me.
Right.
Probably giving it time to try to understand what's happening is the response that's most common. Now, obviously, it took me a long time to learn that, so I can't say that this was what I did when I was 25.
Right. Did you ever quit something and then maybe later regret it? We all quit things in life and maybe for good reasons, but was there ever something that you did quit and then later on you're like, oh, I wish I would have stuck with that?
Nothing really comes to mind. Something that I quit. I mean, I can't say that I regret my career, but neglecting my tendency for math and equations.
Yes.
Like, if you ask me now to do even divisions, I'm not good at it. Versus I was so good at abstract thinking
Yeah.
and equations. I was such a nerd. Like I read the organic chemistry book in medical school was like 1,200 pages and 300 were required, but I read the 1,200 pages. Probably neglecting that part. If I'm going to find something that I would regret not giving attention, is math is a lot of abstract thinking and
Yeah.
imagining, and I can't say that I'm good at that now.
Yeah. Are you musically inclined? Do you play an instrument?
Horrible. Zero. I come from a family of actually artists and musicians. That gene is not in me. I tried to learn to dance for years. And the first time my wife, when I took her out on a date after like 2 years of Latin dance lessons, I stepped on her toes like 3 times in the first 15 minutes. And then I said, you know what? I'm going to go have a drink. This guy looks like he's a good dancer. Go for it. So not musically inclined at all.
Yeah, the
I'm
reason I was
still
asking
trying.
is what's that?
I'm still trying.
Yeah, no, I'm the same way on the dance part. The reason I was asking is sometimes there's a correlation between math and dance. So a lot of music, a lot of well, definitely dance as well. Music, dance, it all comes together. But a lot of people who are really into math seem to also be into music because music is really a lot of math, right? With the scales and such. So
So there's hope.
yeah, there's definitely hope. I bet
I'll,
you can do it.
I'll keep trying them.
When's the last time you received a thank you card or sent a thank you card? So I'm talking about a physical thank you card.
I want to say in the last couple of weeks, I am very fortunate. I have a lot of grateful patients. And often, when I come at my desk, there's a thank you card. There's, sometimes, thank you chocolate.
Yeah.
So I would say in the last couple of weeks. And when was the last time I sent a thank you card? I don't do that as often. Physical cards, I think are underappreciated. Like when I
Yeah.
get one, I love it,
Yeah.
and I should do it more often. The last time I sent a thank you card was probably during the holidays,
Yeah. You know,
Christmas.
I meant to ask you on the math, have your boys yet challenged your math? You said you're sort of regret not keeping up with it. And now that they're at that age where they're taking like DiffyQ or whatever, have you been able to not help them or are you still able to help them?
So I'm still able to help them, but it's definitely like I have to, do some reading.
Yeah, right.
My middle child scored one of the highest grades in math in the country. So there's some genetic, but
Yeah.
he's a good dancer. He's a very good dancer. So he definitely has it all.
Yeah, no, that's good. Yeah, some woman's really gonna appreciate that. Hey, now we're sort of chatting to the next generation. Could be your boys when in a couple more years they'll be graduating from high school. What's one thing that you would recommend to them to relish in the journey of growing, that next phase, from, let's just say 18 through your 20s. You know how we kind of rush it? Oh, I want to graduate medical school. I want to get through residency. I want to, we sort of rush life. But if you were to speak to them about relishing the journey, what are some of the things that they should relish in that journey and not be in a rush?
The most important thing for me is relationships. I think journeys where that bring you closer to other people would probably be my number one recommendation is if you have a friend who's in a vulnerable situation and you are there for them, that strengthens the bond. And if you're in medical school and that friend is going to take up some of your time that is very precious to you and you don't cherish that, I think that time will come and you might regret that, or you might not be as close of a friend as you want to be. So I would say the things that I would really like them to slow down on is spending time with loved ones and cherishing these moments. The journey is never going to have a destination. I think when we're younger, we think I need to get there, but really getting there, in my mind, is never the point. It's the journey that's the fun.
Yeah.
And during that journey, you can savor success. Also, you can savor failures and become stronger, learn from them. So all of these can be savored. The relationships, I think, would be the thing that you might miss out on if you're just rushing, rushing, rushing.
Yeah.
I'm very fortunate because I have very close friends, and I think being there during time of vulnerability is what brings people stronger together.
Yeah, that's profound. Where are you headed next? So both professionally on the personal side, what are some of the big things that you're looking still to accomplish?
Yeah, I'm mid-career. I think usually every 5 years I reevaluate what I'm doing, and I'm probably at that point where I have to decide where to go next. One passion of mine is innovation, and I definitely want to do more of that. And then leadership is another path, and these are not necessarily the same pathways. So I'm at a point where I have to say, okay, what's going to get my number one attention?
Right.
I can't say that I'm at this 5 year mark where I'm okay. I need to put the goals for the next 5 years,
Yeah.
and I can tell you, retiring is never going to be one of them
Right.
because it's too much
Yeah.
fun.
And maybe on the personal side, might be taking more some dance lessons again. Maybe
100%. My wife got us that for Christmas,
nice.
so that was my Christmas gift, her Christmas gift to me. That we're going to go back to doing dance lessons. So that's something we're going to restart.
What's
She's an
what's
excellent dancer. My wife was a ballerina,
oh, okay.
so you
And I
can
was gonna
tell the contrast.
well, I was gonna ask also, like, what's her ethnic background? Does she come from a dance society or just got into ballet?
Yeah, she just got into ballet when she was young. We both kind of grew up, not very well off. She's from North Carolina, a small town in North Carolina called Cherryville, North Carolina. I had a very modest background.
Yeah.
I want to say was a ballerina until probably early 20s, and then
Yeah.
went to nursing school. That's her background.
Yeah, yeah, so she's definitely got the dance in her. And yeah, that's great that you are going to try to work that out again. When Simmer and I come and visit you both sometime, we'll all go out dancing together. Our wives will be fantastic dancers and we'll just, be there to admire them and support them.
Promise. You have to promise me that.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. Well, I can tell you that you're an amazing leader. And so I hope whatever is next, that you continue to do what you do. Both you're leading by example. As I mentioned on LinkedIn, you're very prolific, and I know that you are in your community and where you serve. And so I could definitely see that in your life continuing down that path because, you just have the right heart. You're just a great, kind, empathetic person. And I'm glad that you and I have connected and are friends. And I'm thankful that you're sharing because a lot of people struggle to be that way, but want to be that way. And hearing someone like you being so open with the audience, I think is really going to impact a lot of people. So thank you so much for being my guest.
So absolutely, it's a pleasure, Ed, and I value our friendship. I value what you are doing. Look up to you in many ways.